Hello and welcome. I'm Arumba. Thank you for joining me. This is another update post to my education experiment that I've been doing for Crusader Kings 2. So I want to show you some information that I found, and before I dive into it, I do want to point out that a couple people are actually being really helpful on Reddit here, and I made a post a while back about providing me with some more data, and I did provide here a link to the save file I've been using. I've since created a power user file which has 50 children at once. They all turn 16 on the same birthday, and you can basically get a lot of data every time you load the game. So one guy here, Svarogtius, awesome dude, definitely needs an upvote, provided me with 500 points of data, which is awesome. I've been doing some more testing myself, and I've actually bumped it up to about 1850. But another 500 points of data is awesome, so I just wanted to thank him for that. And what I've been doing is filling in some more of the data across the count. So for instance, areas where we have no data, like this would be where the educator has the lowest level of the martial score, so a misguided warrior. It'd be great if I could get like a few hundred of that, a few hundred of these. So these are the ones that I'm missing right now. I'm missing education trait 13. These two could be higher, 14 and 15, 16, 17 and 18 have no data, no testing has been done, and then only 50 of scholarly theologian and master theologian have been done. And I always overestimate how quiet, or I underestimate how loud that music will get. Feels like it's blasting. So now onward to some more data. So now we've basically doubled the amount of children we've tracked, and the data is getting more and more refined, and it's pretty exciting. So we're starting to see this chart kind of show as you'd expect. And what's interesting is if you compare this area here to this area, and this area, you'll find the same rough numbers pretty much in every area. So all that does is it just confirms for me that, say for example, look here, 52.5% or so, 52.5% or so. This one's a little bit off, but I just think it needs more tests. There's only been just 50, so it can easily be skewed with that small of a sample size. But yeah, so educations are the same. It doesn't matter which tree you're in. It's the same system. Now what's interesting here is that the true calculation is getting more and more accurate. Now that we have 2,352 points of data, I'm starting to think that maybe the the tier 4 educator is not nearly as good as I initially thought. Initially I thought he was only about 2.5%. It's turning out to be more like 5.6% or more. And again, this could be within maybe 1% accuracy now. But here's the trend. Here's the thing I wanted to point out that I was pretty excited about. Notice how these two on the sides look to be at about 52.5%, I'd say, as an average. These two in the middle, well, this one's kind of low, 43. I'm not sure why. But there's definitely a clear pattern forming. This looks like 30 and 30. This looks like 25 or maybe 22.5 and 22.5. A very clear trend is shown here. You've got 5, 7.5, and then either 12.5 or 15. Compare that to the flip side here, 5, 7 or so, and the same number. It's parallel. It's like there's a mirror there. It's even more clear if we get rid of some of our decimal points. If we round it a little bit, you'll notice it goes 6, 7, 7, 14, 6, 5, 5, 14. You can see that pattern starting to form. I really think that if we could get like if we had 10,000 points of data, this thing would be 100% accurate. I feel very confident about that. So if you see here, like, for instance, if you want to run a few tests, just submit like 100 of them. And or just run the experiment one time, do 50 points. And if you want to submit it to me the same way that this guy did on Reddit, that's one way to do it. And I'm actually going to create a new form that allows you to do power. It's going to be like a power user form submission where you can do it just like this, and you can submit it in this way, where instead of saying, just one entry of amateurish plotter converting to an amateurish plotter, you can specify how many times you ran it and then how many of each outcome you got. So if you can help me out, it'd be appreciated. I'm going to keep doing it, maybe a couple hundred a day, but I've kind of lost my super motivation to do 1,000 at once. And so if we can get a little bit more data, I think we'll get this down to 100% accuracy, and I just wanted to give you an update post. So it's getting real close. Very excited about it. Thanks so much for watching. Look forward to seeing you again in the next video.